Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Thursday, April 13th, 2023, and there is a new whistleblower in town, and that is Mike McGormick, and he actually worked as a stenographer. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but he is the one that, if people have meetings, he is the one that makes sure that everything's put on paper and you have all these transcripts. Well, he was working in 2013 with Mr. B, who was then vice president, and who was visiting the Ukraine on a mission to bolster the country's energy industry days after his son, and the son of Mr. B, joined the board of natural gas company Burisma in 2014. And he claims that this is really very about corruption. And he is willing to testify. He actually also said that he already tried to come out with this information, but apparently no one was really working along with this. And he's willing to testify. And I also shared a clip from this where he was talking about this on my Telegram channel. Very interesting. The thing I'd like to look at now is Elon Musk is really shaking up the media, let's just say. Apparently, the NPR, that's the National Public Radio in the US, has announced it will stop using Twitter because it has been labeled as government funded. And that's not the only media he has labeled as government funded. It includes the BBC and I believe PBS as well. And of course, they are independent and very objective. And it reminded me a bit about a few weeks, maybe a month or two ago, about this scandal in Germany, where the ministry there admitted that they were paying journalists, I have to say, a very nice amount to come up with pieces that would support the government. So this has been happening for a very long time. And now this is coming out as well, that obviously they are being paid in one way or the other by the government or by other organizations with agendas. So they're not objective. They're just propaganda. And they're angry about that. But it's very interesting that that is what he's bringing out now, Elon. And not only that, he also had an interview with BBC. Very interesting interview. I already shared a clip yesterday where Elon was asking the interviewer about why the BBC didn't open up about the misinformation about masks, about the side effects of stinks, and why they were not speaking out. And you just see this interviewer like squirreling around, like, what am I supposed to do about this? Saying like, well, this isn't an interview about the BBC. And Elon is like, what makes you think this isn't an interview about the BBC? So there were more things. He was also talking about certain speech on Twitter that can be very harmful. And Elon asked him for an example. What does he mean? What is harmful speech? And he couldn't come up with anything. And to be honest, this felt very white hat scripted to me. I think this really is purposely to show people what's been going on. And I actually got some cards on this one, the energy also from the media and what Elon is now doing. But so much is coming out about the media. The first card I got was the Emperor. The central card I got was the Queen of Pentacles card. In the past, I have the Wheel of Fortune. Underneath the Queen of Pentacles is the Ten of Cups. And for the near future, for the media and just this energy, what's going on, is the Eight of Swords and the Judgment card. So this feels to me like the white hats, military, just how you want to see it. The white hats are bigger than just the military, just want to emphasize that. But they are really taking over control, more and more of the media. To me, this feels like this was purposely done. And we see more and more things coming out, how ridiculous the media gets, nonsensical, laughable news articles. It's all done on purpose. This is to really bring humanity back into their own connection and deciding, do we really want to read this or watch this? And what is going on? Like I've mentioned before, you cannot explain this to people, just like what the past 3 years, what's been happening. If that didn't happen and you would tell people that the government was going to do that, no one would have believed you. They have to experience it. They have to show, don't tell. That's what they're using in videos and books and series. That is very important, because then people beginning to, experience what's going on, and now they're seeing it with their own eyes. And it's very important that this is purposely brought out now. People, it's really the collapse of the media, and the energy I see with the media is that they're powerless. There's not much they can do about this anymore. It is kind of falling apart, and I thought that was very, especially this energy. I think that they don't have a lot of choices anymore. It wouldn't surprise me if they have instructions what to do and what not to do. This is about waking up people. That's what this is about. Waking up people. Show them how corrupt that is. Show them what they really are all about, and that it is funded by governments, by certain groups of people, like Soros, that wants a certain agenda rolled out. It's all connected. But I don't think they can do very much about this. We can also see it just around the world, also here in the Netherlands, and most likely also in America, just worldwide. People that were public figures in the media are now taken down. Scandals are coming out. It is very important to wake up the people so they connect with themselves, instead of always looking outside of themselves for certain news and just expect everything to be independent and objective, and realize that there's a lot of things wrong with this entire system that we're living in. But this is, to me, this feels like a white hat operation. The thing with Elon, this is all to show people what's really been going on. So that's what I wanted to talk about, at least about this. Then there was something else I wanted to take a look at. I thought it was very interesting. All these people traveling to Mr. X in China. On November 4th, 2022, we have Scholz from Germany actually heading that way to Mr. X. And he came back, well, let's just say things kind of changed in Germany. And I already kind of looked at it, that I think they already stepped over to the white hats and most likely are going to join the BRICS. And that's kind of connected, I believe, with Mr. X. Mr. X on December 14th, 2022 actually visited Saudi Arabia. And March 22, of course, in 2023, he visited Mr. P in Russia. Very interesting. And then, of course, I think around April 6th, Macron from France was actually heading towards Mr. X. And he is a bit different now. He's, when he came back. That doesn't mean, and I have to be very... I just want to make sure that people understand this, that now suddenly he's going to take care of everything and then everything in France will be gone, all the unrest. That is important for waking up people. I think it's all part of the plan that it's very difficult to explain, but it's part of the chess game. Some things need to be shown to people. And a lot of people are really standing up, and I think that's necessary in France as well, and of course worldwide, that people, decide what they want to do with their energy and how they want to deal with it. I focus on changing things inside of yourself, because then you'll see it outside of yourself. That's how I see things. So if you feel like you want to stand up, you want to do things, and it feels right to you, it feels in connection with your soul, with your intuition, do it. So if you want to stand up for yourself, do something about it, feels right, you do it. If it comes from a place of aggression, frustration, irritation, you're not going to stand there with the right energy, and it will create a lot of resistance for you in the outside world. I just wanted to mention that. But in France, things are really heading towards like this collapse that is going on, and it's necessary as well. So Macron is not going to change that. But at the moment, he is here in the Netherlands, and he is talking actually about chips and quantum technology. Because apparently here in the Netherlands and in France, we are very ahead of the game concerning quantum technology. I thought that was very interesting. He also had a speech, I think yesterday in The Hague, where he was shouted at as the president of hypocrisy. So he's really getting a warm welcome by the people here. Interesting things. I think there were even some people from France standing there against what he's doing. And but he is different now, and I think it's connected to the trip. And now, of course, I just heard this morning that Da Silva from Brazil is now in China. Interesting. So I just wanted to take a look at that energy. What is going on there? Why are they all visiting Mr. X? And the cards I got, first of all, was the Sun. The Judgment card as the central card. We have the Page of Cups in the past. We have the Five of Cups underneath the central card. We have two cards for the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. And then the last card for the future, near future, is the Page of Wands. So to me, this is all white hats. So they're visiting Mr. X. It has to do with white hats and a new agenda. This was at the back of the deck and I was kind of just drawn to it. So that's the Tower, and this is about collapsing the old system, creating new systems based on gold standard, changing things. So I think those puppets actually go there for new instructions, but it's also possible that they actually have like a carrot dangling in front of them and they're like, oh yeah, we're heading that way, and then they find out it's not going to be that great. This is for the puppets that actually go there. It's not good. There's a lot of, how to say this, disappointments and sadness, but it's necessary. This is about waking up. This is also about using these puppets for new instructions, new way of handling things. So just like the media, this feels like they don't really have a choice anymore. They get new instructions. You have to now do this, this, and this. And this is all about liberating humanity, bringing back the joy for life and just the collapse of this old system that is not helping anyone, not supporting anyone, except of course the dark energies, but they need to go. This is all about waking up and waking up people. And we see here in the future, near future, we have the Three of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. It's about creating a new balance while really dealing with these old pains and trying to heal that, but there's going to be more and more balance. Doesn't mean that suddenly everything is going to be all right. There is a chess game going on, and it is necessary for people to see what's been going on. Like I've mentioned in my other card reading in this video, you can't tell people. They won't believe it, or they will just twist it. Even with what's happened the past 3 years, there are people still denying things, or certain aspects of what's been going on. Just like with the stings. So they will have to see it for themselves, and then they can decide what to do with it. And even then they can still ignore and deny it, but that will be up to them. But it is about waking up, and I think those puppets that go there might have a change of heart, so to speak, or new instructions. Maybe even a puppet will be changed somewhere, but it has all to do with the white hats. This is an ongoing operation. And this is at a very high level, and it's necessary. So to me, this feels like all these people heading over there, and of course Mr. X going to other places. This is about that old system that needs to go, that needs to fall, that needs to be left behind. I thought it was just very interesting. So we'll see who else is going that way, but most likely, especially if you can just see what happens when these people return, there is like a change going on, something else. It's very interesting that Macron immediately goes to the Netherlands after that. Well, we'll have to wait and see. He's also claiming that we need to become independent as Europe from the USA, from China. He's saying all kinds of interesting things. So we'll see what else is going to come out of that. And of course, who else is going to head their way, or at least that direction. It's interesting. I'd like to leave it at this and hope to see you in another video. Bye.